Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yak and Makwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled Thankskilling, a day of celebrating extreme violence. Once again, Thankskilling, a day of celebrating extreme violence. All right, the day is currently November 23rd. If I look up over here, what is today? It will say, well, I guess, usually it would say Thanksgiving. Well, look at that. I guess they changed the name for this one. National Day of Mourning. All right. And then down here you see Thanksgiving. All right. But what is Thanksgiving? What is it really? All right. What is this? And that's amazing that this is there. What is this? It says the National Day of Mourning takes place on the fourth Thursday of November. This year it's on November 23rd. If this date sounds familiar to you, it's because the fourth Thursday of November also coincides with Thanksgiving in the United States. It says every year on the National Day of Mourning, Native Americans and people in New England gather together to protest. To them, Thanksgiving serves as a reminder of unjust treatment that Native Americans have received since the 1620 Plymouth Landing. Boom, bam. All right, this day, Thankskilling, all right, is a day of celebrating extreme violence. All right, and that extreme violence, all right, against our people. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the Native Americans, the Gadites. Okay, the Gadites. All right, which are one of the tribes of Israel. All right, were these people. All right, and they were slaughtered and mutilated. All right, by Esau, by Edomites. Okay, brutally slaughtered, mind you. Okay, and their land, taken away. Okay, and these so-called white people will say this or that. Oh, we're just eating food and what we're thankful for. Well, you have a lot to be thankful for when you've slaughtered and maimed the Israelites to get the land. All right, and taken everything away, and you've gathered it all. All right, you're thankful that you've been able to do that. All right, that you've been able to slaughter our people. A lesson that was put out, I saw it, I haven't watched it, but it was put out by Elder Manat Zappa. It's titled, Really, They Are Just Thankful That They Rule the World. Boom. Excellent lesson by the elder. All right, they're really just thankful that they rule the world. That's what they're thankful for. All right, if the tables were turned, they wouldn't be thankful. They wouldn't be thankful at all. They'd be pissed the fuck off. All right, as we are. We're pissed off. These devils, create holidays around slaughtering our people. All right, and they top it all off with a feast. All right, a feast, and they say, oh, this is when we gave to the Indians, still calling them Indians when they've been known not to be Indians. All right, well, they're natives, yeah, they're natives, but what are they even before that? Well, they're natives. Yeah, no, they're Gadites. All right, Gadites. All right, from the Bible. Okay, and you've slaughtered our people and maimed our people and raped, robbed, and raided and just done terrible shit. All right, to our people. All right, and the Native Americans are our people as well. All right, our people are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We say so-called because that's not what we are. The so-called Negroes are Judites and Benjamites, and you have the Latinos, the Ephraim, Manasseh, Naphtali. Roughly just going off the list. You got all our people, and I can go and get the picture. If you go to, if I go over here and grab it, right, that's the wrong one, right here. All of our people are up here, Southern Kingdom. These are the so-called Negroes, all right, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, so-called. And then you got the Northern Kingdom, which are, mostly, would be called Latinos, all right. Simeon, Zebulon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, all right, which are who? The so-called Dominicans, Guatemalans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indians, right? Gad. The Native Americans right here, Gad, North American Indians. Seminole Indians, Argentinians, Chileans, Colombians, Uruguayans, Mexicans. All right, those are all of our people. All right, all of these people would be considered minorities. all right, but we are really the majority, all right, and Thankskilling, all right, is a day of celebrating the extreme violence against our people, because you also got to realize, the Trail of Tears and all those things, there were so-called Negroes, all right, and Latinos on that as well, because you can't just go off of what now there were actually people that looked like that, as well as, there are people that look like to be a so-called Negro, but they actually go back to being, a so-called Native American, all right, they look like a Judite, all right, but they're actually a Gadite, all right, because somewhere down the line, their dad, all right, their mom might have been a Judite, all right, but somewhere down the line, their great-great-great-grandfather, all right, was a Gadite, okay, so you got to keep that in mind, So Thankskilling is a day of celebrating extreme violence against the people of Israel, really, if you want to go on the long term. So we're going to go ahead and get, we're just going to look a couple things up, and then we're going to grab Jeremiah 10 and 1 and 2 to start off. So first of all, how many Native Americans were killed? It says European settlers killed 56 million indigenous people over about 100 years in South, Central, and North America, causing large swaths of farmland to be abandoned and reforested. All right, and we know what we can look up after this. You could look up how many what were killed during the thing that they say. All right, now, and they don't even know what the answer is on that. They say, 100 million, 100,000, How many, let's see. We're not going to say anything. We're just going to put it up on the screen. There you go. And this, it didn't happen, but look what, what one was worse? And, imagine if, they had a holiday based upon that about when, they were taken to camps. Never would go. But you can have one based upon this. No, it doesn't matter. Whatever. It's fine. And they can say whatever about us, but we can't say nothing about them. You want to know who controls everything? Who can you not talk about, right? Roughly paraphrasing a quote by I think it was Voltaire. So this is I want to read a little bit of this. They say, we still celebrate Thanksgiving. Throw that out. All right, we got a couple of different things here. It says the true dark history of Thanksgiving, and let me grab a drink before we go ahead and get into this. It says, although many Potawatomi, and I'm probably butchering that, and others across the United States celebrate Thanksgiving, the factual history behind the holiday is something to be less than thankful for. While communing with loved ones and showing appreciation for the bounties and gifts provided is one positive aspect of the national holiday, teaching a false narrative of its beginnings, and just throw the whole fucking thing out. That's the problem with Jake. Even though it slaughtered us, there's still good things. No, there's not. There's not a good thing about it. Don't fucking celebrate the shit or be put to death. Which one do you want? Don't celebrate or be put to death. Well, I celebrated it last year. I'm still alive. Well, yeah, you might celebrate it this year, and if there's a next year as well, and be just fine. But guess what? You have a judgment to pay when Yahushua comes back. And he is coming back. No ifs, ands, or buts. So it says the national holiday teaching a false narrative of its beginning perpetuates colonialism, and ignores more than 400 years of atrocities committed against Native Americans and First Nations people. It disregards the centuries of brutality against Native Americans and chooses to take this one tiny snapshot, and in the world of social media, it puts all the pretty filters on it so it doesn't look the way it truly did, says Kelly Monsteller, citizen Potawatomi National Cultural Heritage Center director. According to the article published in New York Times, in 2017, Thanksgiving facts and Thanksgiving myths have been blended together for years, so much like gravy and mashed potatoes, and separating them is just as complicated. And there goes on and on and on and on, and it talks about it. Let's see, let's just get Plymouth and Pilgrims. It says textbooks often indicate that Pilgrims settled in Plymouth, Massachusetts because the harsh winter was approaching or a storm sent them off the course of their original Virginia destination. It says winter's onset cannot have been the reason, however, for the winter would have been much milder in Virginia than Massachusetts. Moreover, the Pilgrims spent 6 full weeks until December 26 scouting around Cape Cod looking for the best spot, Lowen wrote in Lies My Teacher Told Me. The Dutch possibly bribed the Mayflower's captain to sail north, a good distance from the North Amsterdam and present-day New York. Some historians believe that the arrival in Cape Cod was purposeful. It says, historian George Wilson had argued that the Pilgrim leaders, wanting to be far from Anglican control, never planned to settle in Virginia, that they had debated the relative merits of Guyana in South America, I don't think that's one, in South America versus the Massachusetts coast, and according to Wilson, they intended a hijacking. Certainly the Pilgrims already knew quite a bit about what Massachusetts could offer them, from the fine fishing along Cape Cod to the wonderful plague which offered unusual opportunity for English settlement. Going down to disease, it says disease. Prior to European arrival, Americans indigenous did not experience illness attributed to livestock overcrowding or poor hygiene. That shows you that these devils are fucking dirty. Edomites can't even wipe their ass right. It says residents of Northern Europe and England rarely bathed. Yeah, the fucking Edomites are dirty, man. Look, they're dirty fucking people. It says believing it to be unhealthy, and rarely removed all of their clothing at one time, believing it was immodest. Lowen wrote in Lies My Teacher Told Me. The Pilgrims smelled bad to the Indians, the Gadites, right? Squanto tried, without success, to teach them how to bathe. These Edomites didn't even know how to bathe before us, man. They didn't even know how to bathe. And you're celebrating their holiday. These dog people. These are dog people, man. They're fucking animals. They don't even know how to bathe. They're stinky. They fucking they brought diseases. You know? They're gross. Who do you always see getting sick all the time? Edomites. I'm sick, man. Oh, I got a cold. Fucking these Edomites. Nasty, dude. They're nasty, disease-ridden people. It says, in fact, 3 years before the Pilgrims landed, English and French fishermen transmitted diseases to the tribes as they came ashore to find fresh water, firewood, and capture Native Americans for slave trade. Alright, this is the beast man. It says, within 3 years, the plague wiped out between 90 to 96% of the inhabitants of coastal New England. Native societies were devastated. Only the 20th person is scarce left alive, wrote Robert Cushman, an English eyewitness, regarding the death rate unknown in all previous human experience. So not only did they willingly kill their people, these fucking nasty, disease-ridden fucks also brought a bunch of disease. It says, those who survived left their communities to join others, bringing the illnesses along with them. This caused many Native Americans to perish, even though they had not encountered Europeans. Once the Pilgrims did arrive in 1620, the epidemic across Indian countries were far from over. You can continue to read it on, man. And there's just, we don't have time to read all of these articles, all right? You don't have time to read all of these articles. There's so many of them. It's just, you know, the Edomites came and slaughtered. They brought disease. They didn't even know how to bathe. You know, it's just nasty. All right, now there's this article that says Truthsgiving, the true history is Thanksgiving. We're going to grab some scriptures and we're going to, you know, leave some of this to be had. So Jeremiah 10:1-2, all right? And this is a holiday celebrated by dirty, nasty fucking Edomites that didn't even know how to bathe or wash their ass before they met us, that celebrate killing our people, bringing disease to our people, you know, and just, you know, lying and saying that they sat down with us and made an agreement. It's a fucking lie. It's a lie. This is Jeremiah, and then you idiots go ahead and celebrate this bullshit. Jeremiah 10:1-2. Verse 1 says, hear ye the word which the Lord spaketh unto you, O house of Israel. O house of Israel. All of Israel, right? So the so-called Negroes all the way down, on down. All right, the southern kingdom to the northern kingdom, right? So it says, verse 2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Who are heathens? Heathens are those that are not Israelites, all right? If they were not on that 12 tribes list that we just showed, they are heathens. All right, so-called white people, Edomites, are heathens. So-called Chinese, aka Moabites, really, that's who they are? Heathens. All right, Ishmaelites, aka the Middle Easterners, heathens. They're all heathens. All right, Ishmaelites, Moabites, Hamites, the so-called Africans, right? Heathens. They're all heathens. If they're not the 12 tribes of Israel, they are heathens. Okay, if they're not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, they are a heathen. And that's not, you can't go off of skin color either, because you got to realize our people got down and dirty with everybody, and it goes off your father. Your father might have really liked white women, got with white women, and then you got back and you got with white women, and now your kid looks white as can be. All right, but that's really an Israelite. All right, going back because his great-great-great-grandfather was a Native American. Okay, a Gadite, an Israelite. So you can't go off of color. But Verse 2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, so don't learn their ways. Do not learn the way of the heathen. All right, their cultures, their customs, the things that they do, the things that they say, the things that they celebrate. All right, the things that they eat, don't do it. All right, and you can eat burgers, of course, but oh, we eat not grasshoppers, grasshoppers clean. We eat cockroaches. You can't eat cockroaches. That's nasty. That's gross. Well, they do it. Yeah, well, so what if they do it? Doesn't mean they also didn't know how to fucking wash their asshole before they met us. Okay, so you're going to go off of what these people do? You're going to go off of people that don't even know how to wash their ass? You're going to go and follow people that didn't even know how to fucking bathe? This is Jeremiah 10:2 in the Good News Translation. It says, do not follow the ways of other nations. Do not be disturbed by unusual sights in the sky, even though other nations are terrified. Boom, boom, bam. Let's get the New Living Translation. Well, New International. All right, first. It says, do not learn the ways of the nations, or be terrified by the signs of heavens, though the nations are terrified by them. New Living Translation. Oh, no. New Living Translation says, do not act like the other nations who try to read their futures and stars. I'm just skip it because it's no good. It's not good. All right. Do not learn their ways. Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day and picking their ass and all these weird fucking things and customs of these heathens, these Edomites. All right, you want to learn them. Don't do it. The Bible says do not do it. Learn not the way of the heathen. These people are heathen. Don't learn their ways. Don't learn their cultures and customs. Don't learn what it's just a holiday. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, don't do it. There is something wrong with it. You're celebrating the death of your brothers. What about Easter? Oh, you mean stare? All right, a pagan holiday? Well, it's about God. Well, it's about Jesus. Well, his name's not Jesus. So you're worshiping a false god on top of that. Well, what about Christmas? He was born then. No, he wasn't. He wasn't born during that time. He was born during spring. And also, Christmas, Christ, his name's not Christ. So no, you cannot do it. No, you cannot do it. And that's Saturnalia. So no, you cannot do it. What about Halloween? That's Samhain. No, you cannot. Also another pagan holiday. So no, you cannot. All right, these are all heathen ways, heathen cultures, heathen customs. All right, they're little things that they like to celebrate. Don't do it, Jake. Learn not the way of the heathen. All right? And this is worldly shit, man. Makes you feel good. And these people, Christmas is already damn near started, and Thanksgiving is just the day. I see people setting up trees and buying trees. There's trees and talking about Christmas. I heard Christmas music, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. I'm like, Thanksgiving hasn't even hit. It was the other day that I heard it. I'm like, Thanksgiving hasn't even hit yet. And these people are already getting ready to celebrate Christmas. And when Christmas comes, they're already going to be ready to celebrate Valentine's Day and fucking St. Patrick's Day. And, it'll be fucking January. They'll be like, oh, the 4th of July. The 4th of July. It's way fucking out. What are you doing, man? These people have to have something to celebrate. All right? Keeps their mind off the wicked atrocities that they've done. And Jake, and it gets them money in their pocket. Because guess what? Coming up, Thanksgiving, what do you got to do? You got to buy turkeys or ham. You got to buy cranberry sauce or cranberries. You got to buy yams. All right, you got to buy pies. All right, you got to, get stuff ready and silverware and all this stuff to get ready for your family to come. All right, what else? And then you got Christmas. You got to buy gifts. All right, you got to buy this, that. And then guess what? Valentine's Day comes. You got to buy chocolates and stuffed animals. Oh, and Easter. Oh, and then you got to buy the eggs. You got to buy the gift baskets. Oh, well, maybe and the chocolates. Oh, well, what about a 4th of July? Oh, then you got to buy the fireworks. All right, you got to buy the American flags. Oh, what, it's all about buy. Fucking corporate holidays. Give us money, give us money, give us money. That's all they want. That's all they want. And here you are, you're giving them money to celebrate a wicked holiday that's going to lead to your destruction, Jake. Here and because you didn't see it necessarily happen in this life, you're willing to celebrate it. You're willing to celebrate it. Okay? You can't be celebrating. There's shit like Black Friday and stuff. Well, why do you think it's called Black Friday? All right, because they were selling our people on that day. And that's a little bit different because we're broke, so deals. But it's not really something you celebrate. Black Friday is not really something that's celebrated. It's just, hey, there's going to be sales. All right? So if you're not wicked because you bought something because it was on sale. All right? But you also got to know the history of why Black Friday is. All right? So, if you're going to use it to your advantage to get something cheap, that's fine, but they don't really celebrate Black Friday. I don't even think it's really even considered a holiday. It's just, Cyber Monday and Black Friday. Look, if there's a deal, if you can buy something half price, go and buy it half price. All right, nothing wrong with it. But you also got to know that You know, it just like on Thanksgiving, if you eat a turkey, I mean, it's a little weird. I'll be straight. It is a little weird, but if you happen to eat turkey somehow, all right, on that day, if you happen to be stuck with your family or something, and they're like, "You gonna eat this?" I refuse to eat turkey. You can eat the fucking turkey. You can eat it. All right, you just can't celebrate the shit. But I'm thankful for this. This is what I'm thankful for. No, you just can't celebrate it. Just like Black Friday, you can get a deal. Get a deal. Just like Christmas, if they have Christmas sales, get the deal. You don't mean you're celebrating it. You're just getting the deal. All right, understand what it is. Understand what it is. All right, but if you're opening presents, I'm gonna buy a present. You're opening, yeah, that's different. All right, you can't be doing all that. Okay, can't be doing all that. And there's certain things. Sometimes your fucking family is still gonna go ahead and send you presents and shit. You don't have to throw them in the trash, but open it with humility. I'm like, God damn it, because some of our relatives don't really respect. Even though we don't really respect what they do, but we're not gonna go over there and say you can't do that. We tell them once, hey, it's a wicked. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna continue to do it. Our families, on the other hand, at least mine, they don't really respect it. All right, if it's my birthday, they're still gonna go ahead and send me shit when I tell them, hey, look, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. They're still gonna send me stuff. If I say, hey, I don't celebrate Christmas, they're still gonna send me shit. That's just how it works. All right, that's just how it works. So if you have a family that doesn't do that, hey, call all you Halbash and Meow Shy. But quite a few of us still have family members that are gonna send you gifts all wrapped up in shit with Santa hats on it and shit, and you're like, God damn it. All right, you open it and you're like, oh, it's a cool item, but I mean, God damn, just fucking give it to me some other time, If you want to give me a gift, give it to me, a week before or a week after. I don't want it for that. All right, but they still, I say I prefer no. All right, please don't. But they're like, I'm gonna give you something anyway. What if I send it on the day after? I'm like, I guess it's better. I still know what you're sending it for. You're just delaying the day. So, but hey, you get some things you just can't have really. You really just don't have that much control over. But like I said, you're not wicked if you go and get a deal on Cyber Monday or Black Friday. You're not wicked if you happen to eat turkey. All right, today. All right, now if you're going out and getting the turkey and preparing it, that's weird. All right, but if someone offers you some turkey or something, you're not wicked because you ate it. All right, you're not wicked because you ate it. You just can't go over there and do the whole celebration, sit down there with, oh, I'm so thankful, and whatever you do for Thanksgiving. I never liked Thanksgiving even back in the world. The food sucks. I don't like Thanksgiving food. I don't like turkey. I was never a big fan of sliced ham. All right, cranberry sauce is okay at best. All right, and then sweet potatoes. Jake loves sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes I don't complain about, but everything else, I don't know, man. You feel like for Thanksgiving they should have, I don't know, like burgers or something would be better. Some ribs or I don't know. I have no idea. Even most of these ribs they make are pork, but you can get beef ribs. Anything, I don't know. It's just I don't like turkey, so I don't like turkey as it is. So. I think it's like, why does everybody celebrate and eat the worst food on Thanksgiving? It's like the most bland shit. All right, so Colossians 2:8. Colossians 2:8. That's all worldly shit, man. If you're a younger brother and you're stuck, you're 17, you're still living with family. Hey, you just gotta have humility, and if you can go to your room after a while, go to your room, get away from it, or you fill it out. That's between you and the Most High. I just wanted to explain that. I bought something on Black Friday. No, you're not. You're fine. You're fine. All right. Or But I wouldn't get up all early in the morning and go do the shit. But I mean, if there's a deal, there's a deal. I mean, there's some cheap shit I found on Amazon that hey, if it's a deal, it's a deal. We're Jake. We're broke. All right. It's not celebrating nothing. It's just hey, it's cheap. Get it while it's cheap. If it was any other day and it was cheap, you'd buy it too, wouldn't you? So Colossians 2:8 says, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach." All these things are rudiments of the world. What is a rudiment? All right, what is a rudiment?
Rudiment.
Says the first principles of a subject. It says that's something else. It says the rudiment, basics, fundamentals, elements, essentials. All right, the beginnings. All right. These are all ideologies and principles and subjects, of this world, all right? They're all worldly holidays, all right? They're rudiments of the world. Oh, we're celebrating this, or we're celebrating that, or celebrating this, or celebrating that, all right? That's through fucked up philosophy, all right? And what is a philosophy? A philosophy, meaning
Philosophy.
All right, is the thinking, reasoning. All right, goes on the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered an academic discipline. No. Philosophy is just like the thought patterns. All right, the thought patterns, thinking, thought, reasoning. All right, the thought patterns of this world. Right, the rudiments of this world. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Let's go ahead and plug this in over here in the Bible Gateway. Let's see what it has to say. It says, do not let anyone capture you with empty philosophies and high-sounding nonsense that come from human thinking and not from the spiritual powers of this world, rather than from Hamashiach. That's heavy. See, that's a good example of the New Living Translation, being good. Sometimes it goes off. Let's get the New International Version. It says, see then that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and the elemental spiritual forces of this world rather than on Hamashiach. All right, let's see the Good News Translation. What does it have to say? It says, see to it then that no one enslaves you by means of the worthless deceit of human wisdom, which comes from the teaching handed down by human beings and from the ruling spirits of this universe, and not of Hamashiach. Heavy. All of those were all great. Okay, and that's what this is handed down from men. Where I'll be thankful, eat your turkey, gobble gobble. But fucking dumb, man, dumb. All right, let's get another one. Let's get Proverbs 3:31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor. Who oppresses us? Jake, so-called black, brown people. Who's oppressing us? Who is doing it? The people, they're not black nor brown, right? Who? The white man, right? Well, I'm just using the terms that they call us in the world. And that's even a whole new shit. They call us black. Black means void of light. Our people are not black. Our people are brown. All right, you get the darkest Jake. He's still not black. He's brown. All right, but they call us black, and they're white. They're not white either. They're red. All right, like I know because I happen to look like an Edomite. All right, my skin ain't white. All right, this right here on the back page right here, this is white. I don't have that color of skin. All right, I look like an Edomite, but my spirit goes back to what? Israel. All right, through the line of Jacob. How do you know? Because an Edomite's not gonna be sitting here teaching these things. All right, so anytime you see a brother that look not like a brother, for example, all right, are they teaching the truth? Because an Edomite's not going to teach the truth. All right, they'll run from it, flee from it, and they're for sure not going to be calling on the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, the name strikes fear into the heathen. You can grab that. The name strikes fear. Right here. Fear the heathen. Fear heathen name. Here it is, yeah. Psalms 102 and 15. It says, so the heathen shall fear the name of the Lord, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. It strikes fear into them. With us, it's a little bit different. We hear the name, we're like, that sounds real familiar. I feel like I've heard it before. All right, and when I heard the name Yahweh Shai, all right, and Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, I instantly knew it was, and it's like that way with a lot of brothers. I've heard the same testimony from Elder Manata Zatba, and it's the same thing with me. When I heard the name Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, I just knew it was the name. No, it was undisputable. All right, I just knew it was the name. Okay, but these heathens don't like the name. It makes them feel uncomfortable. What's that name? Oh, yeah, you probably know that name deep down somewhere, and you don't like it. You don't like to remember it. All right, you don't like it. With us, it's a familiar. It's like, wow, I feel like I've known someone, I feel like I've known this person. That's a very familiar sounding name. We can't place why that is, but when we come back to our culture and our heritage, we understand why that is, all right, because we are very familiar with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, as he is our power, okay? But this oppressor, all right, has put all these different names on us because, well, he didn't want us to know who we were. He didn't want us to come back into knowing that we're Israelites and that, the Savior, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is a black man. He doesn't want so-called, right? That's what they call our people black, right? Oh, don't want them knowing that, They don't want us to know that the most powerful person in the world looks like us, They don't want that being known. They want you to think. That's why they went through the book and went through all these different things and all these little paintings and stuff, and they painted them white because they want power to be white. They don't want power to be brown, all right? They want it to be white or red to be more accurate with color here. They want everything. They want power to be red, all right, not brown, okay? Proverbs 3:31, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Envy not the oppressor. And what does Jake do? Envy the oppressor. It says, do not be jealous of violent people or decide to act as they do. And what are they doing? Celebrating Thanksgiving. Don't do what they do, all right? Don't do it. Stop it. Get some help, okay? Let's get another one, Romans 12:1, so we can leave out with the these ones with a note of violence towards Esau that's coming to them by the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Romans 12:1 through 2, another one for you, Jakes. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world. All these doctrines and ideologies, that's being conformed. All right, they're doing it, I'm doing it too. Well, here's another one. Let me finish the scripture. And verse 2, Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Here, let's get another one. It's follow not a multitude to do evil. This is Exodus 23:2. It says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause of decline after many to wrest judgment. Well, they're doing it. Just because they're doing it doesn't mean that you need to do it too. Okay? You don't need to do it too. This holiday is filled with, it's tainted, man. It's spoiled with blood. This is Truthsgiving, the true history of Thanksgiving. It says, and how you can support Native communities in this holiday and beyond. And the Native Americans are being wicked as well. All right, now, just as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native, all of our people are being wicked now. But you got them in the truth. All right? You got them in the truth. So, and there's a whole video about it. We're not going to go ahead and watch it. Who knows what type of, who knows if it's accurate, if they spit a bunch of bullshit. And it's all females. All right, but there's a couple points I wanted to touch on here. It says the first Thanksgiving, a lot of folks understand it, was in 1621 between the Pilgrims of Plymouth Colony and Wampanoag tribe in present-day Massachusetts. While records indicate that this celebration did happen, who makes all the records though? Who makes all the records? Edomites. It says there are a few misconceptions we need to clear up. It says because of their erasure, in other words, and removal and exclusion of Native American narratives from the histories, a lot of us were taught, we've been left with an incomplete picture of what really happened. So here's the full story. There's no evidence that I'm just going to say the Gadites, all right? There's no evidence, I'll just say the Native American / Gadites is what I'll say so you understand. There's no evidence that the Native American / Gadites were even invited in the first place. An account from the time said 90 members of the Native American Gadite tribe were present and makes no mention of invitation. Some experts believe that these 90 men were an army sent by the Native American / Gadite leader Alsomaquin at the sound of gunshots, which turned out to be part of the celebration. Interesting. It says in their first encounter with the Native American / Gadites, the Pilgrims stole from the tribe's winter provisions. It wasn't until later that the tribe leader, I'll just say, formed an alliance between the groups. Supposedly, who made this history? Who made this history? Edomites. Even then, the alliance really only existed because the Native Americans, Gadites, people were ravaged by diseases brought by the European colonizers in the years prior. It was less about intercultural harmony and more about survival, made necessary by the actions of these settlers. If this person, I'm gonna fucking blow your goddamn face off. Unless you join us for dinner. You might want to join them for dinner. You might. Just a thought. So that's probably what was happening. That was probably what happened. All right. And who writes history? Esau, because it's been the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. All right. So they're able to say, oh, these people are white, these people were white, these people really liked us, all this people, if there was enough time, eventually, they'd probably try to, and it theoretically, and it's all bullshit, theoretics are useless, because Yahushua is coming back, and he's going to take these people out of power, and we're going to be put into power. But let's just say for a moment, theoretically, there was, 2,000 more years left, theoretically, which there isn't, but theoretically. It's in these devils' best interest to wipe out every bit of information about slavery, all right, the transatlantic slave trade that there is. And they've already, in these few hundred years, already managed to wipe out a good fucking chunk. All right, they've managed to wipe out a good fucking chunk. They've wiped out slave records, records of ships. They've managed to wipe out a lot of things, man. They have managed to wipe out a lot of things. So you think if they didn't have another 1,000 to 2,000 years, hell, if they even had another 200 years, you don't think they'd be actively trying to get all of this gotten rid of? Trying to ban race theory. But you don't think they'd actively be trying to remove every little bit so that in the generations to come that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans would have no idea about what happened. All right? That's what they really want. Okay, is that this can just go away. It can be swept under the rug and make it into. And Thanksgiving was an excellent thing for them to do that, because then people aren't thinking about what happened. They're thinking about turkeys and Thanksgiving and the fun and all this stuff. They're not thinking about the mass murders and slaughters at the hands of the European Edomite settlers that came here and stole this land forcibly away from the so-called Native Americans, aka, well, really not also known as, but biblically known as BKA. All right, BKA, biblically known as the Gadites. Okay, it says so there, and it talks again about these Edomites being dirty, can't even wipe their fucking asshole. All right, they're just nasty people, don't know how to bathe, and they're still that today. They smell like dog. They smell like shit. They smell like dirty fucking feet and hair. All right, they just stink. They're stinky people. All right, and I wouldn't be surprised if they take this one down because they get upset.
Not on our Thanksgiving. I don't think so. I don't stink. I took a bath last year.
Fucking gross fucking Edomites. It says the first harvest was followed by deadly conflicts between colonizers, Edomites, and Gadites, including but not definitely limited to that tribe. It says the Europeans repaid their native allies. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Here's how we're going to repay you. How did they do it? They repaid their native allies by seizing native land and imprisoning, enslaving, and executing native people. So they did what? They slaughtered our people, and they imprisoned them, and they took land. So they took land by violence. They seized land, executing native people. Hold up. Wait a minute. One minute. This sounds familiar. Let's get Micah 2 and 2 through 3. So they, interesting. Following Thanksgiving right up here, my bad. It says the Europeans repaid their native allies. So after this happened, how did they repay our brothers? They repaid the native allies by seizing native land. So they coveted the land. They wanted it really bad, and they took it, and they imprisoned, enslaved, and slaughtered our people. So they wanted the land, so they slaughtered the people to get it. Micah 2 and 2 through 2 and 3. And they covet fields. Whoa. Maybe this is, maybe the language, maybe we don't know what it's talking about. What is covet?
Covet.
Yearn to possess, to desire, to crave, to want something really, really bad. To want something really bad. And they covet fields, Micah 2 and 2 through 3. And they covet fields and take them by violence. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Interesting. That's the Edomites. Who are these Edomites? Who are the Edomites? Well, I wonder who they could be today. Who's done this? The so-called white man. Verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family. What family? Edomites. Do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Evil! As Elder Hawad always does, right? So, and it talks about Basra, all right, as the sheep of Basra. Let's see if it names Esau directly in here. You already know who it's dealing with when it's mentioned Basra. Surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra. It doesn't name it specifically, but you know who it is when it's talking about coveting field and taking them by violence. All right, and then there's other scriptures talking about, and they name the lands after their own names. All right, roughly paraphrasing. America over Vespucci. All right, so come on now. Get with the program, okay? It says, following Thanksgiving celebrations by European celebrators are often marked by brutal Following, Thanksgiving celebrations by European settlers often marked brutal victories over native people. So these Thanksgiving celebrations were marked by war victories. They slaughtered our people in there. It was after battle. Yeah, we did it. It says like the Pequot massacre of 1636 or the beheading of Wampag leader Metacom in 1676. This is what you're celebrating, Jake. And I don't even have to read this. Like, why haven't I heard this before? Because Esau doesn't want you to fucking hear it. They don't want you to know about it, But here you go, Esau. You know what we're thankful for? We got a couple scriptures for you. This is what we're thankful for. Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood. All right, let's see. No. I meant to get 35:5. I forgot to get a 5 here. That should have been 5 added in there. Ezekiel 35:5. This is what we're thankful for, E. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end, because you slaughtered our people, right? And you had a perpetual hatred and you've hated our people forever, all right, ever since we got the blessing and you didn't. What's going to happen? Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You love blood. You love killing our people. You've loved blood so much. Esau, guess what? Because of that, blood is going to pursue you. Your blood is going to be shed. Your blood is going to be spread. All right? But by the blood of him. Here's another one. Here's a bonus round for you. Numbers 35:33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Ooh, that means your blood has to be shed, Esau, and we're not going to be the ones doing it. You know who it's going to be? The Lord. All right? The Lord's going to be doing it. This is what we're going to close off with. All right? Here you go, big bro. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. There you go. Let's actually read up from 9 and then back to down to 10. It says, O thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. That's all you need to know about Thanksgiving. It's a day of celebrating the extreme violence against our people. A war victory, if you will. We slaughtered them. Let's celebrate. We were victorious in war. Let's celebrate now. Thanksgiving, a day of celebrating extreme violence against our brethren. All right, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.